All right, everybody, welcome to Fishing with Jett. I gotta hurry up, y'all. It is raining like crazy out here. Got out here too late. Um, but I want to talk to you all today about uh two types of lures that you can use this time of year. Ah man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this right now. Okay, you all. Sorry about that. I hope I'm in the screen. Man, I hope I'm in the screen right. But yeah. So hold on, let me lift this up just to make sure. But yeah, I had to relocate real quick because it started raining too much back there. But yeah, today I want to take y'all through a video where I'm going to talk to you all about, you know, we have now entered or right on the cusp of the months of August and September. And those months are some of the toughest months, if not the toughest months out of the calendar year to catch bass. So, um, I just learned something today that the area in which I live in, which is South Carolina, the upstate of South Carolina, um, we just broke a record of 40 days, if you count today, of 90 days, 40 days of consecutive 90 plus degree days. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not been on the lake at all. It's one of those moments where I'm like, man, around 1 or 2 o'clock, I'm looking up at the sky and like, man, can we get a cloud? Can we get a rainstorm like we have now to cool things down? So I haven't been on the water. So there's no fishing content that I have for this week right here, but I want to talk to you all about um, two lures that I find are really really reliable this time of the year when the windows in which fish are ultra aggressive really, you know, decline. And I will say that one key to catch a fish this time of the year is patience. Although you still can catch it, you can catch some of them power fishing. You want to kind of slow things down a little bit. So the first lure I'm going to talk to is the one that you really slow it down with. You've all seen me fish with it on my channel, uh, but it's a shaky head. Okay, the shaky head that I love to use is the shake in my head. Let me make sure I got the two. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's the shaking my head jig heads. I like these jig heads because they have a, when the fish bite down on it, it's got a little bit of a curvatry to come out the fish mouth so you can hook them and everything else. Got a nice little bait catch. They work great with Elastec baits and everything else. But a shaky head is a very important lure this time of the year. It catches fish all year round, but this time of the year when things get really, really, really tough, a shaky head can come through for you. Um, the only two sizes that I would recommend is like a 1/8 and I think a 3/16. I wouldn't go no bigger than that because really on a shaky head, you want to go as light as possible. But the important thing is to, kind of stay within that range of the 1/8 and the 3/16. Throw it out there and just slowly. Don't rush it. Just give the fish time because they're not that aggressive this time of the year. Um, but they work real well. Soft plastics that I like to use with my shaky heads. You all know I'm a zoom guy. Now I strongly advise you to downsize even your worms. Now you can catch them even with the full size 6-inch worm. You can do it all year long, but this time of the year right here, I tell you, I'm kind of advising you to go more into the 4-inch or 5-inch worm on your shaky head, and just 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 milk it away. Be easy on it. Slowly fish it. Um, target target areas with shade in it. Target target, points with shades on them if you can find one, um, which is very hard. But if you can find some nice points like earlier in the day or late in the evening, you can really catch them on that. Um, any kind of shade line, as you know, in the summertime is good for it. So I highly advise y'all to try to shake your head out. You never tried it before. You can let me fix one up for you and kind of show you the different ways you can fish it. I have one of my favorite little worms to use on a shaky head and my jig head. Okay, the key to a shaky head is you can fish it two different ways. You can have your hook to exposed, kind of, you know, like this right here. You bring it in, you take it straight through the point, you bring it out, just like that. You keep this worm, okay? You push the worm up above the bait keeper. Make sure that the bait keeper is out of the worm. Keep it up there, where it won't come down. Okay. One of the first ways I like to do it is I like to skin hook it on the side of the soft plastic. Just barely hook it right on the side. If y'all can see that, the point of the hook is not. Sorry guys, my phone cut off. But yeah, let's go back to where I want. And as I was showing y'all all, if you look at how I typically have it, I have it hooked on the side, on the very side of the worm, um, barely hitting the plastic. So when I set the hook, when the fish bite it, I set the hook, and the point of the hook doesn't really have that much to go through before it pins into the fish mouth. The other way that I like to do it, I like to bring the hook through the worm, bring it all the way through, and kind of expose it a little bit. You know, if you look at the way that the head of this hook is made, it's got a natural curve. And if long as you're not going through too much stuff that's really hangy, you can get away with it being like this. It really can't do it. But if that's too much, you can expose your hook. Of course I need to get a little bit straighter than that, but you get what I'm saying. Hide the point to make it weedless for the most part. But yeah, with that being said, what I'm saying, this is pretty much it with the shaky head. I also love to use elastic types of worms. This is the super finesse worm. It's really stretchy. The shaking my head, jig head is actually made for this elastic like worm. So they last a lot longer and everything else. Sometimes when you cast them, you got to be a little bit more gentle, because when you throw them, the elastic spreads out because they stretch real long, and it kind of affects your throw. So you got to kind of, be mindful how you throw your elastic plastic worms and stuff out. Okay. So let's get to the next bait. So the next bait that you can do a lot with is more of a walking style bait. This right here is a Berkeley drifter. It has 3 treble hooks on it, to help me increase my hookup ratio. The reason why I like the 3 treble hooks is because, a lot of times they might swipe at it, may hit at it, might not take it as whole. So those triple hooks, 3 treble hooks, um, increases your hookup ratio. The areas I like to target with the walking bait are boat docks. They could be the floating boat docks. They could be stationary boat docks. The boats themselves, that's inside the dock. You just target those areas. Another area that, if you can find your area that got a little bit of riffraff or rock that has shade around it, oh man, that's a money spot right there. That's a money spot right there. You throw this walking bait over it, man, you can really catch them. The other area I would try to find is, if you can go back into like a cove area and you got largemouth in the lake, um, and you find the area that has like a pretty steep little drop off for to the deep water, If it's got some nice shade on it, and especially if the wind is kind of blowing on it a little bit, if you walk this bait across right here, you can catch some. And it catches good fish too. And I just like this Berkeley drift walk. All the lures that I use, or I'm talking about in this video, will be linked down in the description. Um, but yeah, this is the last one for today. I have more um, that I may talk about in the future for this time of the year, because we're like one day away from August, so it's gonna be some tough fishing, especially like in my area, of the country. But yeah. With that being said, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all for commenting, hitting the like button, and everything else. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, and I'll holler at y'all on the next one.